Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe Griffin. I'm the city manager for the City of Sebastian. I am here in my office at City Hall with the 0600, your 6 a.m. update, Hurricane Matthew. It is approaching the 6 o'clock hour on October 7th, Sebastian, Florida. I want to give you an update about the hurricane and how it progressed and what, in my opinion, is kind of the physics of all this, the atmospheric physics and what is happening. We're still in a very dangerous situation. We're getting almost hurricane force winds at this hour, so please be careful. Do not venture outside. Do not go joyriding. It's still dark. Be very, very careful. But this is what my explanation is about what happened. We started monitoring, we've been monitoring this for a couple days, but really getting a closer look at this 10 o'clock last night when the hurricane was approaching Grand Bahama Island, Freeport, West End area. So I'm going to pick it up from there. The track of the hurricane last night was on a northwesterly heading. If you're in a boat, if you're in an airplane and you're using a compass, the heading for that would be 330. 330. Think of 360 degrees on a compass, and going out to the northwest would be 330. The reciprocal of that, if you turned your boat around or your airplane, would be to the southeast, 150. So anyway, the track of the Hurricane Matthew, 330 to the northwest. So I have this dotted line represents that track. Came across, this is a very bad depiction of the state of Florida and Grand Bahama Island. West End on Grand Bahama Island is 65 miles from the Palm Beach Inlet. So I have West Palm Beach here and 65 miles roughly the West End area of Grand Bahama Island. Came across Freeport, and the eye came across directly across West End and was wobbling and maybe going a little bit back to the east, back to the north side on that 330 track. The worst part of these tropical cyclones, remember, tropical cyclone, a low pressure, the airflow around a low pressure is counterclockwise. The worst part of the wind field is from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Well, 12 o'clock would be represented by this 330 heading. So 330 to 060 was the worst part of that storm, the worst part of the winds. And that's where we had the reports of the 120 to 140. As it gets past that 12 o'clock position, the winds start to diminish. What we experienced here in Sebastian was 70, pretty consistent, 60 to 70, and there were some gusts up to 90. And they would be out of the north. Now, as the eye has passed Sebastian, gone this way, we're going to be getting those winds back from the west. So that's kind of the atmospheric physics of what's happened. We still have a very dangerous condition out there. There's still high winds. The chance of tornadoes is, because there's a little bit of rotation, the chance of tornadoes could always happen, so we have to be very cognizant of that. I just talked to the chief of police about 15, 20 minutes ago. We discussed sending the officers out for their initial assessment. I gave her that authorization. She relieved some of the officers to go out and make their initial assessments. The mobile home parks, manufactured home, make sure those structures are safe. We've, at City Hall, we have not experienced a power outage. Few flickering of the lights. Once went over to emergency power, but generally the power's been on. But if there are power outages, I want to go over the FP&L number again for you to call. If you have a power outage, please call 1-800-468-8243. That's the FPL power outage number. That number again, 1-800-468-8243. What are we going to be doing at City Hall for the remainder of the day? In about an hour or so, at about the 7 o'clock, 7:30 hour, I'm going to be contacting my department heads, and we will be setting up a meeting At approximately 2 o'clock this afternoon, our Public Works Director will be at work here very early, going out for initial assessments. I will be going out at first light about 7:30, taking a look and seeing where we are, what kind of heavy equipment we're going to need to deploy, and we'll get that process started this morning. We will have a management team meeting about 2 o'clock this afternoon, and they will report to me about what kind of damage we've experienced, their assessments on going forward, and how we're going to get our city back up and running. So I want to thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for tuning in. We will give you an update a little bit later on this morning. Hope everyone is safe, and thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.